So good morning students. In the last class, we discussed the real gas behave as a ideal gas at a low pressure and a high temperature. But the same real gas deviates from ideal behavior at high pressure and low temperature. That is, we can find out or study it with the help of the different plots. So now generally a question comes to our mind: why this real gases deviates from the ideality, and why does it can shows the deviation only at high pressure and low temperature? So these are the two questions are commonly comes to our mind. So to answer these questions, the van der Waals will be finded out. The two assumptions are fault assumptions in the kinetic molecular theory of gases. So what are the fault assumptions of kinetic molecular theory of gases are: the volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible in comparison to the total volume of a gas. This is the first fault assumption. And the second fault assumption is there are no intermolecular force or attractions between the gas molecules. So these are the two assumptions are wrong. So that's why we need to be correct those assumptions. Based on that one, he was trying to explain what is the cause of deviation from the ideal behavior. Now, first assumption let us take, that is, the molecules were considered as a point masses and the volume occupied by the gas molecules is negligible as compared to total volume of a gas. So let us take a container having the volume V. In that one, certain quantity of a gas is enclosed. Say for example, here in this one, certain gas molecules are present. So some 10 gas molecules are present, and the volume of this container is say 100 ml. The volume occupied by the gas molecules for the free movement is 100 ml, because here the volume occupied by, when we are added, the volume occupied by each gas molecules, it is about for example 1 ml. So with respect to this 100 ml, the 1 ml volume is negligible. So but at a high pressure, whenever I am decreasing the temperature and increasing the pressure, and increasing the pressure, so the volume of the gas is decreases, the volume of the container, that is gas is compressed to a finite volume. The volume of a gas is found to be, for example, here the gas molecules are there. Now it is some 5 ml or some 10 ml, let us take 5 or 10. So then how much volume is occupied by the gas molecules? It will be remained same, 1 ml. So with respect to the 5 ml, it is not possible to negligible, but here negligible with respect to the 100 ml. But with respect to the 5 ml, is it possible to negligible the 1 ml? No, it is not possible to negligible. So when we move from, so here low pressure to high pressure, the volume occupied by the gas molecules will be remained same, but the free movement space is decreases. So here this entire volume is available for this gas molecules, but here how much volume is available compared to this one? Very, very less volume is available. That's why the volume of a gas means how much free space is available to the gas molecules for their free movement. So that is here okay, very less. That's why here it is not possible to negligible when compared with the total volume occupied by the gas molecules. So here 100 ml 1 ml, here 5 ml 1 ml. It is possible, not possible to neglect, here possible to neglect. So that's why, so here this assumption is valid at which condition? Low pressure and high temperature. But at a high temperature, low temperature and at a high pressure, this assumption is not valid. That's why, so the volume occupied by the gas molecule is not possible to negligible with respect to the total volume of a gas at which condition? At a low temperature and high pressure. This is one of the reason, okay, to deviation from the ideality, because normally we can, what is the volume of a gas is means we can substitute it. Here 100 ml you can substitute it. Here how much you can substitute it? So here 5 minus 1, that is a 4 ml you can substitute it. That's why you are getting the less value. So that's why there should be a deviation. Where is 100, where is 4 ml? So there is a large deviation. So in the volume occupied by the real gas molecules as the conditions are changes. And the second one is, it was assumed that there are no intermolecular forces between the molecules and they move independently. Okay, so if there are no intermolecular forces are present between the gas molecules, no gas is liquefied. But in reality, every gas is liquefied. Every gas is liquefied means the molecules are come very close to each other. So come close to each other means there should be some intermolecular forces are exist. So, and after the conversion of a liquid, suppose if you want to further compression of that liquid, so immediately the repulsive forces, because of the strong repulsive forces, the liquid cannot easily undergo compression. So this is clearly indicates, so there should be some intermolecular forces of attractions present between the gas molecules. Here also let us take the two conditions, at low pressure and high temperature. At high temperature. At low pressure and high temperature, the gas molecules are always try to away from each other. When they are trying to away from each other, mostly the intermolecular forces may not be existed. So they can occupy the entire volume of the gas. But here, when we are changing the condition, so at high pressure and low temperature. When high pressure and low temperature, so the gas molecules are come very close to each other. When they are come very close to each other, obviously what is happen? Some intermolecular forces are exist. So because of the presence of the intermolecular forces, so they may not hit the wall of a container with a greater force. Once they may not hit the wall of a container with a greater force, what is happen? So the pressure is, observed pressure is less than what we are expected. Once the observed pressure is less than what we are expected, it is said to be a deviation from the ideal gas behavior or not. You are expecting certain pressure according to the mathematical equation PV is equal to nRT. But does it shows by this real gas at high pressure and low temperature? No. Why? Because that cannot hit the walls of a container with a greater force. Why it cannot hit the walls of a container with a greater force? Because of between the molecules the attractive forces are present. That attractive force pulling the molecule with a certain backside. So that's why it cannot hit the wall of a container with a greater force, that will be resulted into the pressure, so than what we are expected. Less pressure is observed than what we are expected. So that's why, so this assumption, so there are no intermolecular forces between the molecules and they move independently is not valid. At which condition? At a high pressure and low temperature. So we can also say the one direct proof. Whichever the gas is compressed is there. That compressed gas, whenever it is allowed to expand, immediately the gas molecules will be, the volume of a gas is increases. At the same time, the pressure is decreases. But at the same time, the temperature is also will be decreases. So that is clearly indicates some work has to be done. So some energy has to be utilized to overcome the interactions to undergo expansion. So that is clearly indicates there should be some attractive forces are present. Suppose whenever the gas is allowed to expand, whichever the gas is under compression, if that gas is allowed to expand, so if there is no change in the temperature, we may feel that there are no attractive forces are present. But there is a change in temperature. The temperature of that system is decreases. That is clearly indicates, so some amount of energy will be utilized. So what for it will be utilized? Generally the energy will be utilized to overcome the attractive forces present between the molecules. So that's why the gas molecules will be moved from away from each other, so during the expansion. That is another proof due to the, so for say the presence of the intermolecular forces between the gas molecules. So these are the two assumptions will be, okay, fault assumptions. These are pointed out by the van der Waals. So that's why, so he was, to account the behavior of a real gases, so he was made certain correction to the ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. So after that correction, he was volume correction is done and pressure correction is done. After that, he was getting an equation. That equation is called as a van der Waals equation, which can explain the behavior of a real gases. Now let me discuss how does he correct the volume and pressure, and how does he derive the van der Waals equation. Now we are going to discuss. So to account the behavior of real gases, some corrections has to be done for the ideal gas equation. Those are correction due to the volume, and another one is pressure correction. So the volume correction, while doing the volume correction, so the fault assumption is there. The volume occupied by the gas molecules is negligible compared to the total volume of a gas. That means we never taken into the total volume of a gas in all the cases. So definitely we need to be subtract the certain volume, okay, because whenever whatever the volume is available to the gas molecules, especially at high pressure, so in entire volume, so the free space is what happened decreases. So that free space, whatever the free space is there, to get that free space, definitely we need to be subtract the certain value. So for example, here this is there. In this one, the gas molecules are present. So what is the free volume? So how much free volume is available is equal, so the total volume of the container, say for example the volume of the container is V, and so in entire, so the volume is occupied by the gas molecules. So but whenever the pressure is increases, so in this case the volume of a gas is decreases. So now how much amount is free volume is available? The total volume of the container V minus how much free space is available for the movement of a molecule. For example, all these are occupying this much of volume, only this is the space is available for the free movement. So that's why we need to be subtract this value. So that subtracting value can be suggested by the van der Waals, that is B. Here he says like that. The van der Waals suggested that a suitable correction term that may be subtracted from the observed value. This is a value can be appeared for us, but the entire value is not available for the free movement of the gas molecules. Only this is the value can be available for the free movement of a gas molecule. So that we need to be subtract this value. So to subtract that value, so that is a correction term is the B. So that for correction term for 1 mole of a gas, that is B, that is called as here co-volume or excluded volume, that is for 1 mole. So for n moles of a gas, that is NB, if V is the volume occupied by 1 mole of a gas, the volume available to the molecules for free movement is, that is what I will explain here. The V corrected is equal to the total volume of a gas molecules minus how much volume is available for the free movement is getting by subtracting from which one? B. For n moles, V corrected is equal to V minus NB. Here the V corrected can be represents how much amount of the free space is available for the free movement of a molecule. So here V, this V is represents the total volume of the gas present in the container. So what is B represent? The B is represented the volume occupied by the gas molecules. That's why the volume occupied by the gas molecule is not neglected, okay, at all conditions of the temperature and pressures. Generally at low pressure and a high temperature, so the volume of a gas molecule is very high. So that's why there only we can neglect this B. The B is equal to 0. But at high pressure and low temperature, so definitely we need to be taken into the consideration of the volume occupied by the gas molecules. So that's why that is B. That should be subtracted from the entire volume of a gas. Then we are getting the how much amount of the free space is available for the movement of a gas molecules. That is B corrected is equal to B minus NB. Similarly, we can do also the pressure correction. So to understand this pressure correction, let us say this is a molecule, this is a container, in that one the gas molecules are present. So now here this pressure correction is because of the second fault assumption. So now here the gas molecule is present in the middle of the container. So when this gas molecule is present in the middle of the container, so its neighborhood molecules also will be present around it. So now these neighborhood molecules will be the pushing the molecules in all the direction with the same force. That's why there is no resultant pull on these molecules. It does not move in this direction, does not move in this direction, does not move in the upward or downward. It will be remain in that position because it is uniformly attracted from all its neighboring molecules. But whenever the same molecule approaches the wall of the container to so only one side the neighboring molecules are there, another side wall of the container is there. So definitely this neighboring molecule can be pulling this gaseous molecules inside the container. That means this gas molecule can be experiences certain inward pull. When these neighboring molecules are pulling these gas molecules inside, definitely this gas molecule never hit the wall of a container with a greater force. Suppose if there are no attractive forces are present between the gas molecules, then definitely these gas molecules which are present, it's a neighborhood, they're never pulling this gas molecule, so that it can be hitting the wall of a container as you are expected, so though that we are getting the exact pressure. But here, due to presence of the intermolecular forces between the gaseous molecules, whenever a gas molecule is approaching the wall of the container, its neighborhood molecules can be pulling inward the gas molecule. As a result, this gas molecule never hit the wall of the container as you are expected. So that the pressure, the observed pressure is always less than which one? Ideal pressure. You are expecting this pressure, but observed pressure is very, very less. So in order to correct that pressure, in order to equalize to that pressure, some term has to be added. The P corrected is equal to this observed pressure plus some term will be added P dash. So that P dash was suggested by the van der Waals, that is for 1 mole of a gas, how much? A by V square. Then P corrected is equal to P plus, in the place of P dash we substituted A by V square. For n mole of a gas, so here P plus A n square by V square. So here volume correction is takes place and pressure correction is takes place. These two are substituted in the ideal gas equation. We are getting the van der Waals equation that can be explained the behavior of real gases. So by substituting the pressure correction and volume correction in the place of pressure and volume, so for n moles of a gas we substituted P plus A n square by V square, and in the place of volume, that is V minus NV is equal to nRT. So this equation is called as van der Waals equation or van der Waals equation state, which can account the behavior of a real gases. So the PV is equal to nRT can explain the ideal gases. So here the real gas equation is P plus A n square by V square into V minus NV is equal to nRT. If n is equal to 1, then you substitute n is equal to, then we get P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. So this equation is called as van der Waals equation. Here the two terms are there commonly A and B. What they are represents? The A is always measures the force of attractions between the gaseous molecules. If the A value is very high, then the force of attraction between the gaseous molecules are very high, so that they can ready to liquefy. Which of the following gas is ready to liquefy? That can be detected by knowing the value of A. If the value of A is very high, that can be liquefied very fastly. And B is always equal to the 4 times of the actual volume of a gas molecules. So now here the gaseous molecules are generally taken as a odd sphere, so that B is equal to 4 into 4 by 3rd pi r cube. So what are the units of A and B? So B is equal here in the P is equal to A n square by V square. This is a correction term. In the place of V, we are subtracted value is NB. B is equal to NB. So then A is equal to PV square by N square. Then B is equal to B by N. Then what are the units for this one? The units for A is pressure, atmosphere, volume, liter, so that it becomes liter square, N square, so that N is the number of moles, that is mole square. Then atmosphere, liter square, mole to the power minus 2. So whereas the B is equal to B by N, B is liter, N is moles, so that liter, mole inverse. So these are the units of A and B. So this is about the van der Waals equation obtained from by doing the two corrections. One is volume correction and pressure correction. This equation can explain the the behavior of real gases.